right, so tonight the A's took a beating from the LA Dodgers. I personally was at this game, and it wasn't pretty. It was cold out. The A's were terrible. The game was pretty much over before it started. After the third inning, the Dodgers were up 7-0, so that just goes to show how big of a win they got. I actually caught a ball for the second game in a row, so it's my 7th of 2021 and 2nd of the regular season. So, you know, that's a positive. I got a souvenir, so pretty nice. But, you know, overall, the game was not good. This ball was a toss-up by Mark Canha before the game actually started. But, you know, let's get into the game. So, obviously, the Dodgers scored 7 runs in the first 3 innings. And that second inning, they scored 4 runs. It was crazy. There was a bases-clearing double. There was just a lot of scoring and action, and it was depressing to see. They also, you know, had a lot of good pitching by May. Dustin May was their starting pitcher. He had 8 strikeouts, and he only allowed 2 hits in 6 innings. So he thrived throughout this game. And the A's just lacked hitting. They only had 6 hits the whole game. And, you know, they had 3 runs in the 8th inning after the game was pretty much already over. At that point, it was 9-0, and then they scored 3, and then the Dodgers scored 1 in the 9th, which made it the final 10-3. But I think it's time to push the panic button. I've seen, you know, controversy like, oh, do we worry about the A's yet, or do we not? Yeah, I think it's time to worry. We're 0-5 right now. We're playing legit teams, and if we're trying to be a legit team, we have to be able to at least win some of these games. And it's like, the fans don't have that big of expectations. I feel like it's just like we want to win certain games, at least like tie up in series, you know? Frankie Montas was the starting pitcher for the A's. He did pretty badly. He allowed 7 runs on 7 hits, 3 walks. He struck out 4, but didn't matter. And Kolarek also pitched. He allowed a run. Sergio Romo allowed a run, and Guduan allowed a run. But Guduan came out. He got a little bit shaken up after a meet with Cody Bellinger at first after trying to get him out. But for the Dodgers, Justin May, like I said, pitched really well. David Price was like their worst pitcher probably in this, but I mean, he still didn't do that poorly. He allowed 3 runs, which were the A's, obviously only 3 runs in the game. But, you know, we need to improve. This is just, it's at this point getting hard to watch. And like I said, Dustin May played really good. Justin Turner played really good. He had 2 RBIs. He had a home run. I saw it. It was pretty close to me, actually. It was center field. But, yeah, not good. Will Smith also had a good game for the Dodgers. Corey Seager had 3 RBIs, and so did McKinstry. But we just have to improve. It's really hard to watch the A's starting pitchers get blown up like this. Like, our starting pitchers, every game pretty much, aside from maybe a few occasions, have been terrible. And I hate to say it because I used to like all these guys, and I still like them, but it's just, you know, Frankie Montas allowing 7, Bassett not doing super well on opening day, Luzardo has been declining. You know, it's just, it's not that the A's that we saw in 2020. This is not good A's baseball. And, you know, there were a lot of errors well, there was 1 error, but a lot of sloppy, botched plays that should have been outs, even by Chapman sometimes, and Andrus. It's getting hard to watch. On the positive, Kai Tom, as many pronounce it, he got his first hit of the season and of his career, actually. And it was an RBI single, so that was pretty nice. Glad to have witnessed that in person. Also saw him pitch for the first time yesterday, because they were losing so badly, but that's good. Chapman also had an RBI, so that's good to see. So did Canha. Canha actually had a home run over by where I was sitting, but it was in the 8th inning when the A's were already losing, so it didn't really matter. But, you know, that's going to do it, guys. We're going to play the Dodgers again. By the looks of this game, you know, it doesn't look like it's going to be a win. It's going to be tomorrow, though. And, you know, I don't want to, like, say anything too early, but by the way we're playing now, we're playing the Dodgers 2 more times in this series, and then the Astros 3 more times. Like, I don't want to see us go 0-10, because that's very viable right now. So let me know your guys' thoughts. Go A's.